Hello folks and welcome. So last week there was an outage with quite a few businesses and also with private customers, and it had to do with domain name system or DNS, and I'll explain what DNS is. This video is not going to be too complex to understand, but I can also show you how to change your own DNS instead of using your internet service provider. So I had a friend of mine, colleague, that runs on the same fiber optic network that I do. And I won't make mention of the carrier here, but his network went down. He couldn't use anything related to the internet. So he called me up to see if I was up and running because he knew I was running the same fiber optic network. And I said, no outage. Anyway, so I turned around and asked him a question, and he's in the same business, and that's when the light bulb went on. I said, okay, what is your DNS? And he went, oh, let me look. Yep, it's the ISP. Single entry, I said? Yes. All right, let's throw in a couple of public ones. They're free. He did. Called me back 4 minutes later. Everything's working. Why don't you do something like that as a video for your users? So that's what I'm doing today. So essentially I'm filming this on Mint, but you can talk about this for any computer for that matter. So I'm going to do a little bit of a different twist. I'm going to show you how, or think about how you can do it in your router also, but generally your interface. So DNS, what is it and how does it work for me? Let's get the definitions out of the way. All right, you don't have to go too deep into the weeds on this, but everybody uses DNS. Even smartphones use DNS. Domain name system is what that stands for. It's a mouthful. It's essentially the internet phone book. It takes those addresses like google.com or something.edu or amazon.com and translates that into numerical internet protocol addresses. Our web browsers essentially need that to have that done. Otherwise, the internet does not work on your browsers. So DNS is quite important. And again, it's also found on your cellular phones. Generally, your cellular carrier, if it is the United States, it's either Verizon, T-Mobile, or AT&T, those kind of things will provide the DNS. Not sure where they get theirs from. But I'm going to show you a list, and this is absolutely free. You do not have to sign up for these. I can vouch for 3 of them because I've been using them for years. OpenDNS is owned by Cisco, and I also use Cloudflare. I don't really use Google a lot, but I have. And these are easy numbers to remember. You do not have to sign up. You can start using this immediately. So I will show you a couple of tips on how to reconfigure your network card and possibly your router if you want to do that broad-based for all your computers. So I have both wired and wireless. I'm going to turn one of these networks off and start with wired, and then we're going to migrate into wireless. So my wired network has 3 DNSs, not 1. How this stuff all works is you turn your computer on. Let's say you just installed Mint. You turn your computer on and your router generally gives you an IP address. In addition to that, it gives you a DNS. So it is all done through the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, another mouthful. Don't get too much into the weeds on this. But generally your home routers run a DHCP service. That service gives your computer an address called an IP address. All the computers on your home network have different ending numbers. So another computer could be 1111 or 112 or 13 or whatever it might be. Generally, most home users only have one default route, your home router. And it usually ends with a 1. Your home router is the one that gives these addresses out. But they also give the DNS at the same time for most interfaces, except for this one, because I have it manually configured for DNS only. But the address is automatic. I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. But this is using 3 DNSs instead of just 1. So my friend that is on the same network as me, lost the internet because the internet service provider, the same one I use, he was using its DNS. I normally do not use their DNS for a couple of reasons. But I generally also have two DNSs running at all times on my router. But I can also manually configure these. If this number here, whatever yours is the same as this over here, then generally what you're doing here is using your internet service provider's DNS. So let's take your router, for instance, that's connected to your fiber modem, or possibly your cable modem, or however you're connected. So the address here would be the same here because the DNS is being acquired from the modem going to the router and then from the router to you. That's why that number will be repeated here. I'm not using that setup. I'm using separate ones. And hopefully it'll make sense when I click the gearbox now. Over in IP version 4, you can turn that off so you don't use automatic DNS. But if this is on and there's no entries here, that means it's using your router's DNS, whatever that might be. And if it's the internet service provider, it's a single entry. All right. Now, I bypass that by turning that off, but I still want the address coming from the router. DHCP, again, is the service that gives my computer the address, this primary address. But then I rejected the DNS and put my own numbers in here that I got off this list. Well, actually, I just found this list. I've been using these for years. But I thought it was a nice, convenient list that came from Livewire. And I can vouch for Cloud, Open, and Google as being accurate numbers. None of these require you to sign up. You can start using them immediately. All right, but again, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Now, how do you do this if you decide to use private DNSs? Well, again, one more time, these are something you don't need to sign up or pay for. And if you want to use this one, this is the primary. If that one goes down, it goes to the next one. If that one goes down, then it goes to the next one. The chances of three of them going off at the same time because they're different carriers are pretty much slim to none. But I generally just use two. And I use it in this combination, actually, on my home router. This is a fake one. And this is also not a machine that I normally use. This is a demo machine. But in either case, I programmed them from these numbers. But let me first start the ball of wax by opening this one up because I've been using this for many, many, many years. OpenDNS is owned by Cisco. So I will first show you their website. I'm not trying to sell you on this. I'm just showing you how easy it is to use this. So if I click that, you can see the Cisco logo here. And if you don't know about Cisco routers, they're the big boys. They're the ones that run enterprise kind of stuff. They're backbone routers, not your standard home routers. So they make the big stuff, and also enterprise security, Cisco umbrella. On the OpenDNS.com's website, at the very bottom, there are two sets of numbers. And lo and behold, that one matches. So if I were to do this manually, I will wipe that out. If you want, you could copy that. Just be careful of not adding some extra characters like that period there. If you do, I'll give you the bad example first. It goes red because you've got an extra character in there. You could manually adjust that until it's white. But if you want to do this properly, you could also hand type these in there. But what I'm going to do is do a little better job of highlighting. I'm using a regular computer mouse. Highlight it there, click and drag, and right click and copy. And then right click and paste. It's still white. That means it's good. Now, I could use the backup in here, but I've learned my lesson over the years to use a mixed environment because of the same issue my friend had. Sorry, I meant to click this over here. So I will make the second entry a different entity, like Cloudflare. The chances of me losing both of these are pretty slim. And so far, I've never had an outage with DNS, unlike a lot of the folks last week. All right, so whatever you want to use, again, look into it, but these are free. You don't have to sign up with OpenDNS, Cloudflare, or Google. And I have all three of these entries here. If you are doing this manually, if you're using Mint, let me minimize this. I'll just move that to the center here. I'm going to rehash the number here, or let's just put another entry in there using the same number. So manually entering that is 8, and it turns red in Mint, dot or period 8, dot or period 8, dot or period 8. The last number will make it white. That means it accepted this number. If I add an extra digit, it goes red again, or an extra number. Now that is bad, but it took it anyways. So just make sure that you have 4 sets of numbers and 4 dots or periods here. All of these have the same spacing. 4 numbers on all of these. When you get this done, if you're wanting to do this manually on your single interface, you click the apply button and you restart your computer. Keep in mind, if you can find this on other systems, Microsoft, Mac, or other Linux systems, you can do the same to change the DNS, as long as you can find the entry boxes on those computers. So this one is using 3, based on the gearbox of that. All right, so I would generally just recommend, if you make changes, is to restart. You can toggle that on and off also to test it, but I generally would recommend a reboot. Let's go to Wi-Fi. Now, before I click this on, what I did to this router, this is not a router that's online. This is a fictitious router, but I reprogrammed the DNS in that one. So a lot of your router's entries are different. That's why I'm not going to open it. Depending on the manufacturer and model, sometimes the interfaces are slightly different. But if you own the router, generally you can log into your own router and find an entry in there that will bypass the Internet Service Provider's DNS. And it's generally, in most cases, a 2-box entry, primary and secondary. That's what I did to this router, and now you can see what the results look like. They are going to be different than what I showed you on Wired. All right, so on this one here, you can see there's 2 entries here. It doesn't have the default route, which is in this case this router, but there are 2 entries here. There's 1s and 8s, Cloudflare and Google in this case. However, the IP version 4 settings are default. They're just like how yours comes out of the box if you're using Mint Cinnamon. Automatic DHCP, automatic DNS. Routes are automatic, everything is automatic. But you can see there's 2 sets of numbers in here because they're programmed from the router side of the house instead of the interface. So your interface accepted these for wireless. All the other computers that I would tie into the same router requesting an IP address using DHCP would also get the same numbers. So I would not have to reprogram those interfaces if I wanted to do it that way. But again, you have to know how to get into your router. You have to know how to make those changes. If you want to do it manually, you can certainly do that by going into here, turning this off, plugging in server numbers. You know you can hit that plus box several times. If you leave the automatic on and also plug in your own server numbers, then your router will add to the list. Your ISP maybe could be first, and if it goes down, you'll have at least a backup if you wanted to go that route. Or you can turn that off and then plug in 2 or 3. I always recommend at least 2. And as you can see, this router is programmed for 2. Mine is also at home. My home router is programmed for 2. and I'm not using the ISP DNS. So again, you choose what numbers you want to plug into these things. That's all up to you. How does DNS work in the background? I left this box open for a reason, because I'm just going to show you a quick entry using ping. Provided my network is on, we can ping websites. We as humans use that word Amazon.com or Google.com or something.edu or whatever, but the computers use a number in the background. Something similar to that. And that Amazon, if I keep pinging this will give me different numbers. Amazon has lots of Linux servers. And if you did not know what AWS is, Amazon also hosts cloud-based services in addition to selling you stuff like products. Google also has, I want to say, 2 million servers, Linux servers. I know it's over 1 million, but in either case, let's ping that one. Their main site. All we're doing here is translating that google.com into a number. That's what DNS does. In a nutshell, it's numbers. We as humans use that. Give you a little bonus here. I can also use this command remotely. This machine has 2 IP addresses because both of my interfaces are on. The wired address ends with 110. That's the first address. Where is that box? Let me make this a little bit smaller so I can grab a hold of it. All right, the Wi-Fi one is this one right here, and it's 145. That's represented by the second number. These are IP version 6s. You can actually see it starts with FT45 right there. Watch what happens when I turn one of the interfaces off. I'll just do Wi-Fi. I'll turn that off. Now I only have one interface online. You can look at it this way also. I'm going to repeat the same thing. Now I only have one address. 145 is offline because I turned it off. Give you a little bonus there with that command. Make sure it's a capital I. If you do the lower I, it will give you 127. There's no place like home. I have a t-shirt that has that on there. It was given to me many years ago from another IT department. All right, in either case, exit time. Thank you for watching.